All right, back to strengthening up the upper control arm mounts. You're looking at the passenger side right now. You can see there's absolutely no welds on the back of these, except on the very front one where it's tied in nicely to the front bracket. So it has a ton of support. There's the front of the machine. So I was thinking about tying this rear mount from here to here. I think what I'm going to do instead is I've got this piece of angle. I'm going to tie all the mounts together and tie it to the crossbar at the back. So the load will be spread evenly across all the mounts and to the frame, instead of giving it tearaway points like right there in the corners. Every one, there's a perfect tearaway point. Everywhere the weld ends at the end of the mount, right there's a sharp edge. That's why it tore away on the other side. It's just not, there's too many sharp points to spread the load out. Look at that, nothing, absolutely nothing on the back of that mount. So anyways, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I had already done a weld on the back side, and it kind of got blobby because I was trying to tie it up and make it bigger and give it more surface area. Adjust that light a bit. So I'm going to grind some of that off and then do the same thing. I'm going to take a piece of angle iron, and I'm going to tie the top mounts completely together, just like that. And it'll also go up to the cross piece right here. That gives it some additional strength there as well. So it'll all be tied together. It shouldn't take away, somebody had posted about the possibility of designing it this way so in a crash it would, absorb impact. It's just going to be stronger. It should not adversely affect the design of the machine for, I guess, if there were crush zones or anything like that. Should not affect that much at all, because I'm not going to tie the angle iron anymore to this front piece right here. All I'm doing is welding around the back side of them to keep them, to reduce a tearaway point, but basically tie the two mounts together so that any impact that hits one is spread into the other, and hopefully strengthening the whole thing so they don't tear off again. So that's what I'm going to do. I just got to finish cleaning this up. I started cleaning it, and got to do a little more cleanup, and then I'll cut these pieces of angle to length and weld them in. That should be it. Easy peasy. Alright, so I'm all cleaned up. I got my welding blanket covering up my CV boots, my axle ends because they're exposed. Obviously the differential isn't in there. And I'm cleaned up, and I'm about to just weld in the back of these mounts and then continue on with the tying together with the angle iron. So all ready to go. Alright, so the mounts are all tied in on the back side. That gobby weld that I had on the rear one that I had done without the diff, with the diff still in, I ground some of that away to make a little clearance for the angle iron. The other side is now all tied in on the back side of the mounts, so everything's tied to the frame, and now I'll go ahead and tie all the mounts together with the angle iron. Alright, I'll weld it up. So anyways, it's welded up. Every mount there, you can see it on that side. Everything's tied to the piece of angle steel now, and that is also tied to the crossbar at the back. I don't know how well it's going to show up on the video, but it is. There's the passenger side. Same thing, it's all welded in, and everything's tied together. So hopefully this gives particularly the rear upper mounts a lot more strength. Like I said, the front one's tied very nicely into this bar right here. So anyways, that's it, all done. I'm going to put my steering rack back in now, and still waiting for parts for my differential. That's next. So thanks a lot, guys and girls.